thinking about it after I drove it yesterday, and it's wild at how much fun it is when you have a turbo on your turbo diesel that makes ridiculous torque and controls EGTs. It just does the whole 9 yards. It's just an absolute blast to drive, and not having to worry about smoking people out is just the nicest thing ever. I suppose it's about 75 degrees outside right now. It's quite a bit cooler than it was yesterday. I'll get it up to 60. Into the motor now. 150 coming out of the turbocharger right there. Cruise to 60 gear. Yeah, 7 pounds of boost, not the same. But like not a huge deal to slow down for corners now. I mean, it wasn't a big deal before. You just had to like be more careful with the throttle. Slow down. Get back into it. Yeah. Smoke-free, 23 pounds of boost instantly. Isn't that nuts? Absolutely nuts. Got a little hill coming up. I'll get a hold of boost number for a few seconds. Smoke behind me. Like, not even anything lingering. That's probably about 200 degrees kind of turbocharger. I just now glanced at it, and it was at 200, 250. So enjoyable, like it's fun. You don't even want to like get somewhere to park it. You just want to keep driving it. So I guess a little backstory: the 9cm stuff runs pretty close to this on most stock head trucks because of the big head on this truck. The 6 actually runs more like a 9. It's slightly faster than the 9 on a stock head, but not by much. So like a 9 on my truck actually runs more like a like a 14 if it was the same design and everything, other than it has better internal flow with the 9. It makes a ton more power. It runs a lot cooler. But as far as like comparing how this particular motor drives, basically it drives a turbocharger up. So whatever turbo's on it, the next kind of medium step up is how it drives if you were to put that medium size up on your own truck. So like if you have a 14cm S300, that's probably similar to how the 9 drives on this motor with the big cylinder head. Other than the only difference between the 14 and the 9 on this truck is although the 9 say spools like a 14 on this truck, the EGT control at high boost pressure is phenomenal, and the power production is phenomenal. Torque production phenomenal compared to the 14, because it gets up and going. Once it gets up and going, you're good. So once you're above about 1800, it's ridiculous. It's when you're down at like 1500, as far as like between idle to about 1750. I guess you could say it acts like it's a turbo size that much. So we're coming up to my favorite hill. We're gonna watch the exhaust. There than the video. So much cleaner than the S300 12 centimeter housing. And it's the same if you had any of my 9 centimeter stuff, whether it's S300 or Hero, they do the same thing on like a stock head truck or anything that's not a Hamilton Stage 2 big valve head. They do really good. And that also goes the opposite direction. If you put a Hamilton Stage 2 big valve head on your truck, it will do that to every turbocharger. So like there's no like turbo that solves the issue per se. Like I have the 6 on here because it band-aids it. But if you have like a 12 or a 14 centimeter S300, or you have a 12 centimeter, between a 12 to 23 centimeter full set, going to the 9 housings just makes it such a wonderful experience to drive. Whether it's the bolt-in that uses factory exhaust, or your factory exhaust brake, or works that turbo compound kits, or the HX40 outlet version, which is the high power version. I'm not saying the bolt-in one isn't, it's 500 horsepower, it's a lot. The HX40 version will go all the way up to 800, and then in the S300s, because it's bigger, the 68 turbine we could probably, we did a 930 with the whole set. We could probably get like 980 on the 68 turbine S300, and then I've been playing around with putting 74 turbines in them. There's 2 that exist right now. I'm doing a 65 turbine as well for a low powered application. The 74 turbine with like a 69 compressor, we should be able to do over 1,000 with a very fast spooling turbocharger relative to the turbo, because normally that turbocharger would be a 6974 T4.91 or in one of the 12 or the 14. The only difference is the housings I have will destroy the 12 or 14 any day of the week. So you pair this super high flowing housing with a big old turbine wheel, it'll either probably do what the compressor map shows it'll do, actually probably a bit beyond it, or the compressor would come apart, because we're no longer at the maximum value of the turbine wheel anymore, or at the max value of the compressor, which is ideal for performance turbo diesel. It's not ideal as far as making sure they stay together, because they're easier to overspeed, compressor burst them, but as far as how do you get EGT control and good response, you need to get the compressor wheel to be the actual limiter. You can see it in a dynograph. They'll go right up to that flow max and then just flatline the horsepower out. It's really neat if you get to see it helping the intercooler out, even though the temperature's coming out of the turbocharger going up, the air speed across the intercooler is also going up with that. So the amount of cooling per second that we're doing goes up with that. EGTs were out of control. We were just hanging around 2250 there. I'm not going to get too crazy stuff if my fuel gauge doesn't work. So the more I rock on it, the more likely it is to be low. Sending unit worked before I took the fuel tank down and modified it, and now it doesn't work. Bought a new sender. Gotta find time to put it in. Problems of running your own shop. Your stuff ends up like this. But this is phenomenal. Coming out that low. That is retarded how fast it accelerates. Like smoke free. This is overdrive lock and a 7,200 pound truck. It's faster than my car. My car is just not that it's saying much. It's a 1.8 liter motor. At 24 degrees of advance, 5x14 injectors. I'm probably gonna put stocks in it. Actually, not if 5x14 is gonna stay. I was gonna put stocks in it with the other turbocharger just to help it be a little cleaner. I mean, I could have just delayed fuel too, but the way it works. Rods, valve springs, nothing wild, but not a crazy build. Makes 403 horsepower at the tire, 980 foot-pounds. But I was actually matting it pretty quick. So that wasn't kind of being gentle, like I kind of got into practice with driving the S300. I got real good about rolling into it real smooth to make sure I didn't smoke anybody out. So right there we just kind of, not a straight mat to the floor, but I matted pretty quickly. Alright, we're getting into town. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, bye. So, this is the end of the drive. Your peak EGT was 1100 degrees. 3 pounds fuel pressure, but these are all the highs. 151 on the trans temp. 111 IAT, and 50 pounds of boost. So at the lower engine speed, so that like yesterday went to 2500, it looked like in the video, only going to 2250 or 2000. I can't remember what the RPM was, I looked at the video. But like going to keeping it at a lower engine speed because the turbine housing isn't as close to choke flow yet. EGT stayed considerably lower. So we said 50 pounds of boost, 1100 degrees instead of 50 pounds of boost and 1300 and something degrees. Also, the IAT during that was 107 degrees, I believe.